This is the Black Mirror Plus scales from Timemore. Today we're going to be unboxing, talking about and reviewing these scales. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, the box, it's got a matte recycled sort of cardboard finish, as well as some awesome design artwork on the front here. We got the Timemore logo, got some more information on the sides, QR codes, logo, designed for a cup of good coffee. And at the back here, we've got another little label with some more information on the product, where to find, so these are their social media links, and we've got some model numbers, some barcodes and all that good stuff. So to open this, all you have to do is just lift this part up and it unfolds. Inside we've got a little foam insert. We've got the black heat pad. So this is like a silicone material. So it's in its own little plastic sleeve. We've got a little warning sign, do not place any objects with high temperature on the scale directly without this silicone pad. So that's very important. Compared to the Akaya, this does seem a little bit lighter, thinner material. However, I'm not sure how much of a big difference that will make. But yeah, it's good to see that it comes with its own silicone heat pad. We've got some certification, so this is just to verify that it's an authentic Timemore product. We've got a little instruction manual, and we've got the scale itself. So let's take this out. We've got one more foam insert to protect the scale, and then hidden in this little compartment is the USB charger. So make sure you don't forget that, it's hidden in this little compartment here. The Black Mirror Plus scales are the 2021 or 2022 version, and basically they've got a couple different names. They've got the Basic Plus scales, or they've got the just Plus scales, both of which refer to the same thing. We've got this screen protector just on here, so we've got a little note, remove the foams in the corner before using, so that's referring to these little pieces which protect the scale when in transit. Awesome, so we'll just pull these out. This is similar to the Akaya actually, and I'll get rid of those. So as you can see, short press to tare, long press to standby mode. We've got our weight, we've got our timer displayed here, we've got our volume indicator, our auto timing mode, our battery indicator, and then we've got this button here, which is press 5 seconds to turn sound on or off, which is awesome. Quick press 5 times to turn auto mode on or off. We'll talk a little bit more about what auto mode is. Quick press start to pause the timer. Press 1 second to reset the timer. So that's one press to turn it on, and then it's a hold for 1 second to reset that timer. So it's very intuitive, very similar to the way that Akaya is set up. And yeah, let's take this off. We can actually see the very first difference with this versus the previous Black Mirror scales. So as you can see on the front here, these two buttons are actually raised, which means that you're not going to have any trouble with orientation as to where and how to turn on the scales. So that's the very first upgrade. I think it's a great idea. You can actually feel that these are the buttons. Awesome. As well as that, you've also got the little indicator. So this is the one little up for the power, and then this is the two little lines here which indicate time. Okay, so the second improvement of these scales is that we've actually got a little on-off toggle switch. Okay, so currently the scales are on, the toggle switch is on as well. So once I click this and hold it, the scales are off. So the difference between this and having the toggle switch off is that the toggle switch on actually just refers to a standby mode. So now that the standby mode is on, we've got our scales in the on position. We can then press it once and our scales will turn back on. Now this is useful for people who are either traveling or aren't using their scales for a long period of time, or if you're constantly using your scales, you can keep them on and then all you have to do is simply hold it until the display turns off. But if you aren't using these scales, turning the toggle switch off will prevent them from accidentally turning on in the first place. As you can see, we've got the 0.0 display. As soon as we put some weight on, we can actually see that these scales are accurate to the 0.1 of a gram, which is incredibly sensitive. This is actually industry standard, and it's just the right amount of accuracy for weighing coffee beans or other small items as such. So to tare, all we have to do is put our item on and press our weight button once, and that will remove the weight and tare it out to a 0. So once we start brewing, we're going to actually start our timer. Press the button on the left once, and as you can see, it starts counting upwards. To pause, simply press it again, and to remove this time and bring it back to 0, you hold it for 1 second. Now, to activate the auto timer, what we have to do is we have to click this button 5 times. Now, we don't want to click it too fast, as if we're tearing out the weight. Instead, we're going to actually wait for the beeps until we go for our second press. And I'll show you how I do that. An indicator beep has come on, and we've actually got a little A just above the second 0 that indicates that the auto timer has now started. The way this works, we're going to pretend that we're brewing, so we've got our servo on here. We then tear everything out, and then we're going to press this button just 1 time. A countdown will start, and as you can see, we've got no time displayed over on the left hand side. Now from here, the next time that it detects weight, it's actually going to start that timer to count upwards. So I'll show you. As you can see, it's detected some weight and the timer has started counting up. To stop the timer, again, you just press it once, and to reset, you press and hold. Now, if you don't want this auto timer feature, all you have to do is again press it 5 times. And it's cancelled. The A has gone, and now you know that it isn't in that mode anymore. Okay, and we're back. So now we're going to be brewing a really quick coffee. We're going to be doing a basic pour over, and we're going to do it with these scales. So first things first, we're going to turn our scale on. We're going to use 15 grams of coffee. So as you can see, a tiny little bean actually has 0.1 of a gram. So yeah, these scales are perfect for brewing coffee, dosing up coffee, weighing out that you've got the correct dose. Just one super quick thing that I noticed is the pattern. I actually really like this circular pattern. I think it complements both this as well as when you've got the servo. It kind of feels really nice to have that rather than the linear patterns of the Akaya. Anyways, just a small detail that I think actually looks really good. Quick RDT spray. We've got our coffee beans at 15 grams. We're going to be grinding on the Comandante at 20 clicks. I've got my pour over setup all done. Servo, V60, filter paper, tear it all out, and of course I've got my freshly ground coffee beans. Place that in, double check, perfect, spot on. So we've got 15.1 gram. If you want, you can go ahead, remove a little bit, make it nice even numbers. I'm going to quickly flatten out my bed of coffee, tear it out. I've got my water at 95 degrees Celsius. I'm going to start brewing and start the timer at the same time. Starting off with 50 grams of water. At the 30-second mark, I'm going to go ahead and add an additional 50 grams of water to bring it to 100 grams. And I'm just going to slowly pour in circular motion. Go in for our next pour. Bring it up to 150 grams. Again, waiting for our water to completely draw down through the coffee bed and go in with our next pour. 50 grams, bring it up to 200 total. And we're going to go in for our final pour of 50 grams and bringing it all the way up to 250 grams. So as you can see, we've got a significant amount on these scales at the moment, including the coffee, the water, the server and the V60, and yet our scales are still accurate to the 0.1 of a gram. Our brew has completed. We're at 250 grams of water, 15 grams of coffee, and we've stopped brewing just before the 4-minute mark. That's perfect. Remove our server and our V60, and now we're going to tear out our weight and serve up our coffee. Thank you so much for watching. These scales are really awesome. They're going to be my new daily driver from now on. I'm super keen to be using them. They look great. The matte black feel matches all of my coffee equipment, the EKG, the V60, even some of the origamis. So yeah, I'm super excited to be using these as my personal scales. If you're interested in purchasing one for yourself, we'll have links down below. If you've got any questions about these scales or how they compare to other scales, feel free to drop a comment down below and we'll get back to them when we can. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.